Hello, my name is Jason Murray, and it is truly a privilege to serve as the president of the Dade County Bar Association. During the last week of 2015, a grand jury in Ohio returned a decision declining to indict police officers for the November 2014 fatal shooting of Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old African-American male playing with an air gun designed to shoot non-lethal plastic pellets. The day after the shooting of Tamir Rice, a grand jury in Ferguson, Missouri, announced its decision declining to indict a police officer for the August 2014 fatal shooting of Michael Brown, an 18-year-old unarmed African-American male. A little more than 3 weeks prior to the shooting death of Michael Brown, Eric Garner died in Staten Island, New York, after a New York City police officer put him in a chokehold for about 19 seconds while arresting him. Eric Garner was an unarmed African-American male who repeatedly stated to the officer who applied the chokehold, "I can't breathe." During the last month of 2014, a grand jury decided not to indict the police officer for the death of Eric Garner. Following the deaths of Garner, Brown, and Rice, questions have been raised as to whether discriminatory practices are contributing to incidents of African Americans being killed by law enforcement officers. These incidents have led to protests and street demonstrations in New York, Ferguson, Cleveland, and other cities throughout the United States, and have become nationally known as the Black Lives Matter civil rights movement. Through social media and other means, Black Lives Matter protesters are organizing protests around the deaths of Black people killed by law enforcement officers and the broader issues of police brutality, racial profiling, and racial inequality in our criminal justice system. Since the early protests of 2014, Black Lives Matter protesters have demonstrated against the deaths of numerous other African Americans by police actions, including Jonathan Farrell, fatally shot while unarmed; Eric Courtney Harris, fatally shot while unarmed; Walter Scott, fatally shot while unarmed; and Samuel DuBose, fatally shot while unarmed. The numerous deaths which sparked the Black Lives Matter movement seem to justify the results of a 2013 Pew Research Center survey, which found that blacks are most likely to perceive unequal treatment by the court system and in their dealings with the police. According to the Pew Research Center survey, 7 out of 10 blacks say that African Americans are treated less fairly than whites in their dealings with police and with the courts. The perception that the United States justice system is unfair to African Americans is a huge danger because it undermines 42 million Americans' confidence in the legal system. Over 50 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was asked, "When will you be satisfied?" A portion of Dr. King's response was contained in his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. King stated that we can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. No, 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 we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. Despite the presence of an African American in the White House, the nation still has a long way to go before Dr. King's dream becomes a reality, and participants in the civil rights movement can achieve a level of satisfaction. As we commence Black History Month, the Dade County Bar Association reflects on Dr. King's statement. "You know, my friends, there comes a time when people get tired of being trampled by the iron feet of oppression. There comes a time when, my friends, when people get tired of being plunged across the abyss of humiliation, where they experience the bleakness of nagging despair. There comes a time when people get tired of being pushed out of the glittering sunlight of life's July and left standing amid the piercing chill of an alpine November. There comes a time to help bring the legal profession out of the winter of our discontent. The Dade County Bar Association will host in the spring of 2016 a diversity summit that will focus on race, ethnicity, and national origin and tackle issues of police brutality, racial profiling, and racial inequality in our justice system. The DCBA must address the danger of how the legal profession and the justice system are perceived by large segments of our population. Thank you.